Hey, everybody, and welcome to the 6 Weeks to Success recruiting call. It is May the 29th, and we're glad that each and every one of you are here. And for all those of you that could not make it, this is going to be the recording for the callback. And tonight we have the pleasure of listening to Amanda Henderson, who is on our team that promoted to Fast Track Director in 23 days. Jennifer DeNicholas, who has been with Pampered Chef for 16 years. She has an amazing, successful business, and she's been around the business for a very long time. We're going to get to hear from her. And then another Fast Track director, Karen Eisenberg, who also is on Love Carpenter. She's underneath Love Carpenter. He's going to be talking to us tonight. So we have two Fast Tracks and a senior. Well, she's in advance. No, she might be a senior. Anyways, she is going to be sharing with us what she's done in her business to recruit. So we're going to go ahead and watch the video first, and then we're going to, if y'all have any questions of what they say, write them down, and then we can go over them whenever we get done with the video. Okay? All right. Well, let me screen share here. Well, hold on, let me move this. What we do in our business to recruit. So we're going to start off with Amanda. If you will just share with us a little bit about how you share the opportunity in your shows.
Yes. Okay, so recruiting is very important in my part of the business, and it always starts with my host. I really ask my host. I ask her up to 5 times, and even when she tells me, no, I don't think so, I'm still kind of like planting the seed. I start planting the seed from the time we're confirming her party to her hostess pack, all the way through, and I'm just constantly talking back with her about the business and what can happen, and then but my big thing is not only with the host that I ask 5 times, but my rock stars, party rock stars, the ones that are very active in the parties. I watch that. So I do a 2-day pre-party, and during those 2-day pre-parties, I don't really get into the products. It's a lot of conversations and a lot of activity, interactive posts that we do. And I'm sitting back watching who's really hitting these posts, who's commenting on every post, who's liking the post, who's responding back. And about day 3 during the party, I send that person a friend request. And a lot of times they already know who I am, so they'll send it back. And once they approve my friend request, I say something like this. Hey, Sally, thanks for accepting my friend request. I hope you enjoy Sally Mae's party. And let me know if there's any questions. And they usually say, well, thank you, and I kind of just leave it at that and keep on. In about 24 hours, I'm going to send them a message and be like, man, you are rocking this party. You're doing wonderful. Have you ever thought about being a virtual consultant? And mine usually is, no, what's that? And then I'm able to tell them, that a virtual consultant is a consultant for Pampered Chef that does her parties through Pampered Chef like the one she's attending now. And then they're like, I don't know about that. I'm too busy. Well, then I'm like, busy? What's busy? You know what busy is? I'm busy. I'm a full-time nurse. I have 2 very active boys that are in soccer and golf, whatever. They're just boys. And I have a husband, so I'm constantly busy, and I'm still able to do this. going on. And they're like, oh, and then you can, the questions, I planted that seed and they're starting to think. And then I will also send them the link to being a consultant through our own website. I send them a link and I'm like, hey, look over this. And I give them 12 to 24 hours to look over it. Because, on Facebook, you can see when they see it. It shows when they read it. And I'll look back and be like, hey, Sally, do you have any questions about that? And then I can tell them, and I'm like, we can set your party up. You can buy the kit before, and you can start making the party. They can start making the money. At that time, this will be your launch party. I'm going to run your show for you. You're going to see the ropes of how it's done. I'm going to get your bookings to start your business off, but you're going to make the money. And then they're like, what? Make the money? And then I can tell them, a lot of times I show them my first paycheck that I got from Pampered Chef. I was like, hey, this is what you can pay. And my first one was like $300 with 2 parties. And showing them what they really can make and showing them a picture of it really does help them do it because it connects them. I also do my party. About day 2, I put a welcome post. It's a video I have recorded at the beginning of the month. I'm also sharing, in that video, I tell them thank you for joining the party. I tell them how the party's going to run, and what to expect from the party. And then I tell them about what the consultant gift is that month. And this month is the stainless steel thing. And so I put in there, like, hey, you can get this free. Can you believe Pampered Chef's giving this awesome pan for free to anybody that signs up? And then I also do a video at the end of it, doing a wrap up of my story and tell my personal story. And that's how I really connect with my people and get my recruits because I am 100% virtual. I do no home shows. So all my recruits that I've got have been through virtual. And I don't know most of them before the party. That's how it goes.
So how many people have you recruited so far since you started?
9. I have a team of 11. So
very good. And so you have some of your team members recruiting as well. So you're training them to do the same things.
Yes, I am.
Very good. So I love that you shared with us that you asked even before the show starts because then that could be their launch show, and that's really exciting too because if they think about it, they're going to do the show anyway, and why not make money at it while they're doing it? So you can go ahead and get them signed up, and then they can learn how to do it as they do their launch show. So that's awesome. I put this in every single packet, the Life Tastes Great, and then when I talk with the host about her show, I have her go through it, and then I have her daydream about like which of those would you like. Look at the stuff that's in there. So that's pretty cool. Karen, and what made you start recruiting?
Well, one of the things that made me start recruiting was I received after I did my first show, turned in the first month, I received an email from Pampered Chef about Fast Track. And you go, what's Fast Track? Well, Fast Track gives you an opportunity to be a director within your first 90 days. And is that right? First 90 days. And then to earn $500. And I was working to try to earn the money for my son and his fiance's wedding. So that was part of why I signed up. And so I was like, an extra $500 for this wedding would be great. So I began recruiting, and one of the things that I used, and Jennifer's going to show it, hold it up, is a prospect checklist. So I worked with my director, and we would have phone calls, and we'd go through and talk about, who is it that you know or you're in contact with that might be a possible consultant. And so as a result, we put those names down on that prospect list. And as we go through, most of my consultants came through the virtual show. I had one consultant that did come through a virtual show. about 3 or 4 days into the show, she decided she wanted to change it into her launch show. So she signed up, and then the rest of the show was, and she's in Florida and an acting consultant. But the other ones have come through cooking shows, and I had an experience where someone said, "Oh, at a cooking show, oh, I want to do it." They signed up as a consultant, and then within 24, 48 hours said, "I've decided, I've changed my mind. I don't want to do it." So that could have been a real blow.
I can't hear anything.
About it, I can do it. I can do it. That kind of thing. So that's been good.
Okay.
And I'll have to say, my son, who is getting married, he loves to cook, and so he is my sidekick. Not only is he my sidekick, but he's also become a consultant. Now he's selling Pampered Chef and has sold his 1250, and so as a consultant, and he just had a party last month that was $1,200 and some dollars. So and it was a virtual show. So for a 27-year-old that's excited about getting money for a wedding too, and plus the products he's getting to start his household. So those are the kinds of things that in recruiting, you just don't leave anyone out, because you never know when there might be someone there that might be interested in starting this business and doing the kinds of things that I'm doing, and that is saving money for pay for a wedding or pay for a car or whatever it may be.
Yeah, very good. So you had people join your team that you never would have expected to.
Right. I had people join my team that, number one, I have never met before. In fact, I just got an email through Pampered Chef that said, because she was a part of a virtual party, that said, "I want to find out more about doing what you do."
Wow.
And I was like, "Oh, let me make this phone call."
Yeah.
Immediately, we were in conversation about her being a consultant. And then she wanted to run a show, and she was the one that did the launch show of her as a part of her show. I ran it, and she did it. And then again, it's been people that, you're right, I would have never thought of as being a consultant that have. So some of them, it's keeping them active to see what it is your check can be if you really stay out there and go and stay active. That's been the big thing.
Awesome. Very good. I'm often surprised at some of the people that sell Pampered Chef or sign up to sell Pampered Chef that I never would have thought. Like, for example, I will tell you, Love Carpenter's future life, when she was a highway patrol person, I would have never asked her to sell Pampered Chef. I just wouldn't have. I mean, your first initial thought would be, oh, they don't want to do that. But how do you know? You really don't know whether they would want to or not. And so I've learned time and time again, so many people that I was very hesitant to ask, because I had in my mind, oh, they don't want to. And then I made myself ask them anyway, and I was so surprised by their answer. So, and then you go to conference and you see people that are all different walks of life, men, women, young, old, every type of person that you see. And so it reminds me that I have no idea. And you know, kind of like when your waitress goes, when you have a waitress and she asks you, would you like ketchup with that? Well, no thanks. You know, she doesn't know if I want ketchup unless she asks, and she doesn't go crying because I don't want ketchup, you know? So that's the same thing, like it's part of our job to ask people if they've ever thought about doing this, and give them the information and let them make an informed decision instead of me prejudging and making that decision for them. So, you know, it took me about a year to recruit, but once I realized what this business is really about, I mean, and sharing my passion and sharing my excitement, then recruiting just came right along with that. I love my business. I love that I can stay home. I love that I can work a flexible schedule around my family, and I can take their birthdays off, and I can take a week vacation if I want to. And I love that I've been able to pay for braces on our kids and our cars and our mortgage. And I love that. So why would I not share that with somebody else? Because I know the potential of this business. I know what it can do, and I've lived it. I've experienced it, and I've seen even bigger stories than my own. And so, Karen, if you were at one of my shows, I don't know your story. I don't know if you have been worrying, staying up at night, wondering how you could pay your bills. You know, I don't know that. And you look happy to me at the show, but you may not buy anything because you don't have the money. You just came out for a girls' night. So if I don't ask you, I may be, you know, I may be changing the future. Well, I don't even know how exactly I want to say that, but it wouldn't be fair of me not to ask you. And especially at shows, in cooking shows, virtual shows, whatever, I need to ask everybody, because if I ask Mary and I ask Susie, but I don't ask Julia, how fair is that? Well, Julia may be the one that needs it, or the one that wants it, or the one that wants the products in her kitchen. So I love how Amanda talked about the different ways that she talks about recruiting and the business opportunity throughout her virtual shows, because you do need to inform at your shows. You need to talk about just different aspects of the business, because the things that relate to you may not relate to someone else. Okay? So you need to talk about those different aspects of, hey, look what you can get as a new consultant. And oh, I got this when I was a new consultant. And just little things. We're not even direct comments, not like, hey, you need to sell, but oh my goodness, I love my job. I was able to work from the park today while my kids were playing. Little things like that are recruiting, little recruiting hints that get people notice those things, you know? So by sprinkling that throughout your show, makes a big difference. Now, when you inform them, you also have to invite. So that's why I was saying you need to ask everybody. And I love the way Amanda said, hey, I was watching you. You seem to be, having a good time in the show. Have you ever thought about doing something like this? And I always seem to be real. I think the people that I talk to know that I'm passionate about this, but also they know that I'm genuine. And I'm kind of laid back too. I'm not, hey, do you want to sell? You want to sell? You want to sell? It's more like, oh, you should do this. It's so much fun. Oh, it's real easy. All you do is you buy a kit. You try it out for, a couple shows, 30 days, see what you think. If you don't like it, hey, at least you try, And when somebody tells you not right now the first time, that doesn't mean no, leave me alone. And I think as consultants, we always have that hesitation of feeling pushy. I don't want to be pushy. I don't want to ask them too much. So we always tend to draw back and not ask, or not ask a following question. So Karen, if you were to say to me, if I asked you if you were interested in selling Pampered Chef, and you say, oh, I'm just so busy, my first instinct is to say, oh, okay, thanks. Here's a recipe card. Here's your receipt. Thanks for coming. But what if I said, well, Karen, what keeps you busy? Or how much time do you think it actually takes to sell paper chips? Or just like Amanda said, girl, I'm no busy. I got, 3 kids and a dog and a house and a job and a PTA, like share with them how it's okay to be busy and still do this. So that's that's a whole nother series of like overcoming objections. But don't ever stop at the, I don't think so. Because that, you don't know how many people I've asked over years. I have a consultant on my team. She was a host of mine for 10 years. I asked her every single time she hosted a show. And she's like, no, I don't think so. She finally signed up when the time was right. I never gave up. I was never pushy with her. But I just kept saying, you sure? Are you sure you don't want to try this? So don't, unless they say, no, leave me alone, then, okay, then it's fair game, right? And a lot of times I'll revisit. So Karen, if somebody said, well, yeah, I just can't right now, then I'll say, is there a better time that I could get back in touch with you? And then if I see a really good signing bonus, I'll message them and I'll say, oh, Susie, I know we had talked about you selling Pampered Chef in the past, and the time wasn't right, but I had to let you know about this special. Have you thought any more about it? Karen, I'm working on a big goal. I'm going to earn excellence in recruiting, and I still need 5 people like this month. They have to sign and qualify. So, I was on it today. I told Love, I said, I'm just finding people. Like, I don't have any really good solid leads right now, so I've got to dig and find them. So I got my prospect list out, and I just started messaging people, and I was like, hey, it's been a while, and I know the timing wasn't right. Would you be interested in just chatting some more? We're really looking for some more consultants. Do you know I have 6 people that are willing to talk to me more about it?
All right. Wonderful.
I just created 6 new leads today just by asking again. And they have told me no in the past, but I didn't take it as a no never. I took it as a no not right now. So unless you ask, you're not going to get, right? So ask. What is it going to hurt, Karen? Like, if somebody tells you no, are you going to go cry? No. We're not going to go crazy. It's okay. We hear no's every day.
That's right.
The only difference is in success and not being successful is we hear more no's than everybody else. We ask more people.
And I did a director bound program, and one of the things that they challenge the group to do is to get 100 no's. You get 100 no's. Within those no's, within so many no's, you're going to get a yes.
Correct. Yep.
So that was their challenge, was to get 100 no's.
Yeah. And when you're asking, when you actually ask 100 people, think of how much better you're getting at that, right? Because you're practicing. Oh. And you talk to one person, and you're like, oh crap, I should have said that, or oh, I won't say that again, or oh, okay, I'm doing that. Seemed to work good. So you're practicing more. It's like, it really works. It really does. So I hope that this gave people the confidence to ask people, the courage, the knowledge of when to ask and what to say. And I mean, Karen, I don't know about you, but I message, private message people in my parties, just like Amanda does. And I always ask the host, because our host is the prime candidate to be a consultant, because they love the products, they want the products, they like the deal. And I mean, if you're like me, you don't have to know how to cook. You don't even really have to know very many people. Now with virtual consulting, you don't even have to talk in front of people. So, I mean, if you know how to turn on your computer, you can do this.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So, Jennifer, you talked a lot about recruiting and your years with Pampered Chef. How many years have you been with recruiting, and did you come in fast track or?
So No, because back in the day when I started, there was no such thing as fast track. I'm actually celebrating my 15th year with the company. Um, when I started, we did recruit, but it was not nearly the same as it is now. Now with virtual consulting, it just grows so fast and rapidly and all over. Like I have consultants now in 31 different states because of virtual consulting. Where before it was only people in North Carolina, like this little small area was only people I could recruit. But even when I could only recruit in this small area, I still was a top recruiter. And I believe that I have recruited somewhere in the number of 180 something people. So I mean, it's doable, and I just ask. That's the only difference. I just ask. I can't imagine how many no's I got out of those 180 something that said
Well, that's wonderful. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Is there anything else you can think that we might want to add to this, or?
I think that's been a strong part is the asking, and you're exactly right that the more you ask, the better you get at asking. And I think the challenge that we give to our own recruits of going out and asking is the model that we have ourselves in our model to be. So I think that's very important.
Absolutely. So yeah, when you do get a new recruit or consultant on your team, get them excited to go ahead and add somebody right away on their team as well. And so not only are you the only recruiter, but your team is starting right away recruiting. And that's doubling your team. If every person you add on your team add someone else on their team, think how fast you all can grow.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
okay.
Just this thing, just do, it's like I would never do a show without talking about the rough crop, right? Well, I will never do a show without talking about the business, because that's important. That's one of the most important things about our business. So just ask, and ask a lot, and don't get upset when you hear no, because you will hear them. So good luck to everybody in your recruiting, and I know you can do it. Y'all have a great
night. Okay, so I don't know about you guys, but that was some really great information about recruiting. It's just that simple. And I don't know if any of you have ever heard my story before. I was not a recruiter. My first 8 months in the business, I recruited one person. And I was scared. I didn't know what to say. I thought maybe I would say the wrong thing. And then one day, me and Love were talking, and she was like, well, what's the problem? And I'm like, I don't want people to tell me no. And she's like, Jennifer, that's one reason why you're not, like, look at what this business has done for you and your family. And back then, I was probably doing 6 to 8 parties a month. And when the virtual parties really hit, that's when my business skyrocketed. And, I was doubling paychecks, and I was being able to stay at home. I wasn't having to pack my bags, having to go to a cooking show, which, don't get me wrong, I like a good old cooking show because they're fun. But I could do more parties and not take away from my family. And then it's like a light bulb just clicked off the summer of that first year. And instead of me having a not ask person, like a not to ask about the business, I had an ask problem. And my ask was, I was asking and telling everyone about the business. And then that's when Love was like, okay, if you're serious about promoting to a director, let's do this. And so that January I promoted to a director. And since then, I have recruited personally 32 people in the past two and a half years since I've been in business, I've recruited 32 people. And it's not that, it's just sharing the business. It's bringing people along with you in this amazing business because we all want it to succeed together. And that's pretty much what this business is all about is succeeding and taking people along with you in this amazing journey that is it's your business. And if you want to do it for a little while, you can. If you want to do it for a couple months and earn, some spending money, or you want to go on a vacation, or you want to buy new furniture, or buy a new car, or if you want to replace the job that you're at now and leave the job that you're at. I had no earthly idea that I was going to leave a job of 16 years to be a stay-at-home mom and do Pampered Chef full time. It has been an absolute blessing. To me and to everyone that I share this business with. So, and it's just that simple. Watching people in the party, sending out a friend request, commenting to them about how they're commenting in the party. I mean, they're playing all the games. They know Pampered Chef. They love Pampered Chef. I mean, those are the people that are going to be the ones that are going to think, oh my gosh, like I could really do Pampered Chef. Like I've been using it for umpteen years and I love the product. And, whenever a person stands firm behind the product, then it's that much easier to get them to sell the product. And it's the ones that haven't used Pampered Chef are the ones that are kind of like, I'm not really sure about this. But the ones that love Pampered Chef and have used it for umpteen years, then it's kind of a no-brainer. I mean, some of my hosts, they're like, Jennifer, you should see my kitchen. I had one lady tell me at a cooking show not to worry about bringing anything that was on the recipes, the products, because she had everything in her kitchen. And I'm like, sweet. She's got a dishwasher. I don't have to bring my dishes. I don't have to pack anything. And I was like, Lisa, why are you not doing this? And she said, I can't get up in front of people. I don't have the confidence that you have. But she's still underneath my radar. But anyway, so another good thing that Jennifer had mentioned was her potential recruits. And I don't know if any of you guys are in my Think About It group. It's just another group that I have set up for people that are on the fence. They're not quite ready to jump yet. They're just kind of hanging on. They're dangling. I still keep in contact with them. I still send them like motivational things, but it's just called a Think About It group. And I might post once every other week in my Think About It group, but it's people that I can send a private message to and say, hey, I don't want to keep bugging you. If the business is not anything more that you've thought about, let me know and I'll take you out, or you can leave this group at any time. But you wouldn't believe the people that come back and say, no, Jennifer, now's just not the perfect time. I still want to do it. Don't take me out of this group. And I'm like, okay, that's perfectly fine. Like Jennifer said, sending them a message like, oh my gosh, it's kit rebate month, or it's $200 PC where you get 200 PC dollars for becoming a new consultant. Like those new consultant promotions that Pampered Chef has for us to recruit new team members along, think ahead of the game, like, oh my gosh, like so and so said that they didn't have the money, but this is totally a way that they could get, the kit. So think about that as well. And that's something else that I post in my Think About It group. Because money normally is about 95% of the obstacle is trying to find the extra cash to buy the kit. They want the business. They're just so strapped for cash. And then let's see. Any questions before I go further along? No questions? So do you guys see how just easy Amanda Henderson watched people in her party, sent them a friend request. And what I do the same thing that she does. Well, she does the same thing that I do. But I send them a friend request, and then I thank them for accepting my friend request, because to them they might be like, well, okay, that's the consultant, but why she send me? I thank them, and I ask them if they have any questions about any products. They can feel free to reach out to me anytime, because we're not in a cooking show. Like, you want it to still be very personable, even though you're behind a computer screen, okay, and you're in this virtual party. So then, like 2 days later, I'm sending them another message. Oh my gosh, girl, you are doing awesome at this party. Have you ever thought about being a virtual consultant before? And they'll be like, oh, no, what's that? Or, I've never thought about it. Or, yeah, I've thought about it. And all you have to do, and it's so simple, is just go to your personal website, click Become a Consultant, copy and paste, because Pampered Chef does an awesome job for us to recruit people. They have that link, they show the kits, they have videos in there of whether it's a stay-at-home mom, or I think they've got one of a lady that's like in the military, her husband's in the military, so they travel all around the world. They have a guy on there. So there's different case scenarios of people's lives that they have a video of, to show, to demonstrate how this business can work in their life. And then just follow back up. And that's another main factor, is following back up within 24 hours, asking that person, hey, did you have any questions? And a lot of times, new consultants, we want to vomit. And I know that might sound kind of crazy, but we want to vomit and we want to give too much information. Short and sweet. And that's pretty much all that I say is, did you have any questions? And then sometimes they might come back and say, oh my gosh, I've got all these questions. You know, we do the Look and Learn event. We're going to try to do at least 2 to 3 a month, that you can invite them to the Look and Learn event. That is ran. They can come on, they can ask any kind of questions, they can sit back and be dormant and not say a single word. They're getting the post and everything. So it's just, you have to ask. There's not going to be, like, people are just not going to flock to you. People, sometimes, like Karen, you're going to have people check that off on the box, and you're going to get that email, and you're like, oh, great. Or sometimes whenever you become a director and you've hit your 1250 for the month past, you get leads that way, from them going to the site and not having a consultant to sign up underneath. But you're going to have to ask. The same way you have to ask for parties, you're going to have to ask people about the business. Okay? And Lisa said from the friend request, is that to your Facebook page? They will see all that you post, Pampered Chef and personal, or is there another page you use to keep your personal page private? No, because I keep, what's the word I want to use? I keep a very, not straight-laced personal page, but I keep, I don't talk any politics on my personal page. I don't have anything on my personal page that can spark conflicts or conversations. I post my kids, my family, our homestead, stuff like that. And then, like, Lisa, if something happens and you decide that you don't want them to be your friend, then you can just back them out of like, don't be their friend anymore. But the reason why we do the friend request is that Facebook has got a weird way of people that are not your friends to see the private message. Have you guys ever got a message from someone that was not a friend? It has this little tiny box that says so and so wants to connect with you. And sometimes they see it and sometimes they don't see it. But another reason why you might want to send them a friend request is because A, there's a line of communication there that you can have. Okay, even if you don't want to invite them to the business opportunity at checkout, if you want to contact them by full service checkout by messenger, that's another way. So you've got the friend request, so they're going to start seeing your messages on Messenger a whole lot easier. But here's something else that I want you girls to try this week. Okay, instead of offering a party to a guest, I want you to offer the business first. Okay, so if anybody is active in the party, offer the business first, and then if they decline the business opportunity, then you can offer a party. Okay, because it's harder to backtrack if you offer them the party first, then to try to offer them the business. So they're already commenting in the party, they're very active in the party, so why not they help the host to book a show to help her earn her hostess gift from you, and they're also going to be earning free stuff because they're already pretty much doing exactly what a virtual party is. So they just need to be the host of the party. Okay, does that make sense? Yes. Yeah. Okay. Does anybody want to say anything? Any questions about what Amanda, Jennifer, or Karen said? And I mean, Jennifer nailed it on the head. I mean, when she said, like, a waitress, whenever she asks you, hey, do you need napkins? Do you need ketchup with that? Or do you need anything? You're not going to be offended if they say no. You know, I mean, you just never know who needs this business. And Renee, I remember asking you during Tanja's party, and it wasn't the right time for you. But look, there was a right time, and you signed up. So you just never know. And look, Kendra asked you too. And Kristen, I think she left. But that's the thing, is you just have to ask. And y'all know me, I have a big ask. Okay. All right. Well, y'all are quiet tonight. All right.
It was a long weekend.
Yes, it was a long weekend. Well, I will stop the recording. Why does it say start video? I don't know.
You're still recording.
Okay, here we go.